Welcome into the Beachside Blitz. I am your host, Patricia Caputo, here on Cape May Radio. And to get started on today's show, we'll start with our first segment of Seaside Sit Downs. And we have a very special guest today, Chief Dekon Fashaw of the Cape May Police Department. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Patricia. I really enjoy being here. Thank you for the invite.
Yes, so I am very excited. And while the kids next week, because this is the last show for me, but next week we'll have a show where you're really going to talk about your career with the new show that's coming up. So stay tuned for that same time slot next week. But today we're going to focus more on the No Limits Boxing Academy that's in Rio Grande that you play a very big part in. So to get started on that, for those who might not know of the Boxing Academy, what is the No Limits Boxing Academy?
So No Limits Academy is an academy where it's a registered 501c3 nonprofit organization. We've been serving the children of Cape May County for over 4 years. A boxing academy that was created as a haven for local youth, to while providing a multitude of services at no cost to the children. That's the biggest thing I think I want to get apart there, or their families through boxing. NLA teaches children their skills, their personal, professional, and spiritual development. We're huge into that. We don't push any specific agenda on the children. We definitely just want to teach them how to be good role models and good citizens, good people. A lot of these children are growing up with either without a father, without a mother, or both. We kind of have that scenario that goes across there. So the Boxing Academy is scheduled Monday to Friday, 5:15 to 7:15. Many of our youth arrive around 3 p.m. Right from school. We have a program with a couple schools. I'm just a small part of this program. Coach Mercado and his team, Josh Mercado, who's a former school teacher, started this program a few years ago with Chrissy Casiello and some other good people. Some support from the local community. Some of them which wish kind of to remain in the background, in the shadows a little bit, but we've had a lot of support from the community to help this program grow after all these years. Practice, uh, not just the boxing element of it, it's a strength conditioning gym located in Rio Grande, right behind Mr. Tire. And it's a program that's just grown over the years. I'm very proud to be a part of it. Cape May County Chiefs of Police Association, they are a part of it as well. We just got done doing our annual boxing with the Irish. We have our Irish was this year, September 18th, USA versus Ireland, and we put a lot of pride into this. Goes in pursuit for in honor of Trooper Sean Cullen. The students that come to No Limits, some of them, we have a mixture. We have, you know, children that are not well off, children that are well off. They kind of join in. The biggest part is once you break that door and you come through the doorway, you're one No Limits family. It doesn't matter where you're from, what your bank account looks like, who you are, what your standards are. You follow the rules and regs of the No Limits Academy. And Josh Mercado, who's the coach there, he's very, very strict on that, and he's an absolutely phenomenal man with an upbringing. His backstory, you'd have to interview him on your own, but his backstory is very, very bright as well. Growing up, single mom, in Wildwood, and just had a couple different circumstances that put him in the right place at the right time. And while he was teaching, he just felt that he could do more. So he started this gym. Kids, they show up here. We have the meal train. We have a lot of things that we do or they do nightly that will really impress most people.
And that's a great follow-up question. You mentioned the meal train. So what is that meal train and how are the children utilizing
So
this every single day?
yeah, so we have a meal train that's, we're probably overflowing with people that want to be a part of it. We have local restaurants, local supporters, local bars, and some local just people. My own staff. I got to give a shout out to Duran Hemingway. She's one of my secretary, and she actually brought this program to my light along with some other people that kind of said, you need to go talk to Josh and see what you can do better. Being police chief is one thing, but the meal train is one thing we're very proud of to be a part of. There's a sign up sheet right on our website. And you can go there and just pick a night where you want to, feed 60 to 80 to 100 kids a night. And that way we know these children are taken care of right out of school, right when they get there from the gym or to the gym. And, the program is built so they can make sure we feed them, work out with them, train them. We have local teachers that come over during our training program each night as tutors to make sure the kids are getting their homework done. Any child that's struggling or has an issue with any academics, we can make sure that that's all taken care of. All of it's free. It's not like anybody's got their hand out looking for any money here. And that's the most important part. And that's the part that Josh pushes out to all of his people there, that this program would not be anything without the community.
Mhm.
So
And with that, like you were saying, the kids go and they do their homework, there's things. How does that provide a place for their parents to feel that my children can go here after school and they're safe, maybe if the parents have to work or have other events going on?
yeah, that's the thing. We have what's known as the parent pit. We don't, when those children come in the door, they're ours. You mom and dad or mom can drop the child off and, sit there and watch for a little bit, the little parent pit, but we encourage them to release them into our control, let us guide them, let us, be their mentors and guide. And, we have local police officers and firefighters that join in the program as well. We have what's known as gym buddies, that's a part of this as well. So we encourage the parents to kind of entrust us to take their children and guide them and know that they're not going to get hurt. There's a sign-in sheet or a signing computer that comes and they sign their children in. And, the children aren't leaving our facility without a parent picking them up. It's good to see when you walk in the door. We have a cell phone caddy. There's no cell phones in these kids' hands, and they're not like playing on TikTok or whatever. The only people that have cell phones in their hands are either the police officers or Josh's team, Chrissy, that are taking video. And we're very proud of our video. We teamed up, with Cassiello. He's one of our choreographers and videographers that runs all of our entertainment, all of our ads. And, we do utilize the gym as a way to bring the community in, but we also serve the gym services other um, other entities that use the gym for basketball and different things like that. So we kind of that's how we make our money. What I mean, as far as to support the program, like I said, no child has to pay anything out of their pocket. That's from uniforms to boxing gloves to the cleanup equipment, etc. So that's something we're very proud of, and I'd love for anyone to take the time to stop over to the gym in Rio Grande and come see us, and we can definitely guide you in that. So it's awesome.
And when it comes to the boxing aspect, have you seen children's confidence shift when they're able to be a part of a program like this?
Yeah, you'll see them when they first come in. I've seen a lot of these children grow up, and I'm very proud of the program that I've been a part of here, and in the last 4 or 5 years, and you'll come into the gym and you'll look at photos that we took of them 5 years ago when they were little guys and coming up, and you'll see how timid and shy they were, how they've opened up, and they're actually able to hone their skill. We're not teaching kids to be fighters. We're not teaching kids to be out there bullying people and beating people up. That's not the message we're trying to relay here. It's how to cage any inner anger you have and how to work with that, and work the discipline of being a boxer is more than just throwing your hands out there. The skill, the fundamentals of boxing are way past just punching someone in their face. That's the thing that Josh is very, very keen on, trying to strengthen the mind and strengthen the mind and just culture that into one place and get yourself able to adapt to this culture of where we're growing up in now. It's very different than where it used to be.
Hmm. And when the children first get to the boxing academy, what are some of those skills that they're learning right off the bat?
Teamwork. Teamwork's one of the biggest thing that we're pushing upon them, and just knowing that, obviously there's no I in team. We all know that. That's the corny phrase that everyone says, but it's very true. So they come into the gym, they learn how to be a part of something, not just being an introvert or isolated. And we have those children that come in that they're very shy and they're like, well, how do I get along? And a part of this, we don't have a cleaning service that comes in and cleans the gym at the end of the night. These children and these coaches clean this gym every single night so that it's ready and fresh for the next day. And it's impressive to see it. I've watched it 1,000 times standing in the gym after a workout and just watching the older students in the class gather the younger kids, gather them up the board, and there's a list on the board of who's mopping the floors, who's cleaning the bathrooms, who's cleaning the bags, who's cleaning the gloves, so on and so forth. And it really is an awesome thing to watch these children group up. No one complains, "Oh, I'm not doing that tonight." You worked out, you sweat it, you're cleaning up this gym. It builds character. It builds just that good mentorship to say, hey, I'm going to go home and clean my own home and be a better person. And the one thing is you'll see that these 80 to 120 kids a night are in this gym. They're not out in Rio Grande or Walmart or local stores stealing and being fools and acting up and riding down the street being crazy. They're too tired when they're done. They're just absolutely exhausted. But their homework's done. They're fed. We drive them home on local buses that we have and that we've purchased at the gym and that have been donated to us. And we make sure these kids from Cape May all the way to Woodbine. We're taking these kids all the way home and through the summer. It doesn't just stop in the summertime. This program continues all the way through the summertime. There's events every week. The gym is open certain hours of the week so that these kids can come in and have a place to, you see kids getting in trouble. Well, they're not getting in trouble from our place. And then we've had some knuckleheads. We've had some kids that come to the program and they just can't find their way and they're given a couple opportunities to come back. But after that, we kind of gotta, tighten up our reins a little bit. But we've allowed some of those kids to come back and be a part of the program and learn from their mistakes because that's second chances are always what you need to get to be here. I'm here because of a second chance. I'm where I am in my career because someone gave me a second chance to do better, not be a knucklehead and go further. I praise Bill Alvarez and this police department and many of the guys in the fire department that I grew up in who gave me the second chance and opportunity to do something better and be better.
And would you be willing to talk about that second chance and that story, your story?
Sure. I mean, I grew up, listen, I grew up in Cape May. So I'm born in Florida, raised, here in Cape May ever since I was 3 or 4 years old. Growing up, there was a couple different paths you could have taken here growing up here. I grew up with my friends in Broad Street Court. I grew up with some guys in the Bills. I grew up with some guys surfing on the beach. We all did stupid things. I could have been on a fishing boat years ago and worked that angle. And not the fishing industry is bad, but it's not the easiest to work in. So I had that opportunity. I had friends of mine that were selling drugs and doing dope and doing stupid things. I could have easily went down that because that was glamorous and everybody had Nikes and hoodies and sweatshirts. Chose not to do that. I could have, done other things that maybe not have been so successful, but I was given opportunities to do so. I had some tragedies in my life that made me make decision. I was raised with a single mom. I had a stepdad, but my mom was my mother and my grandmother, Anita and Edith, they were my rocks and they were the ones that kind of guided me to do better. You're not going to live here if you're going to do stupid things is what it was. And they were Italian and my dad's black. So it kind of melds that together where, I had a lot of choices. My brother, Maxie Jr. was murdered in Wildwood. I was 17 years old growing up at a very pivotal point in my career, in my life, or not even a career, in high school, going, which direction am I going to go? Am I going to go thug out and be a hood and hang out with certain people that aren't good for me, or do better and take this, another incident happened. A friend of mine, Ricky, he committed suicide right here in Cape May, and I really just had a culture shock. Like, man, I could really go hardcore and just be angry at life, or just do something better. And like I said, I had a pivotal moment with Sergeant Alvarez, who was he's passed on by now, but he kind of took me under his wing and said, "You need to do better. I see you in all these things. Your brother died. Your best friend Ricky shot and killed himself. Don't go down that bad road. That rabbit hole is deep. If you go down it, jump over it." And make a decision to be a better person. And that's really what I am. I'm not perfect. I try to be a good dad and friend of everyone. And that's the thing. But, raising kids and being a part of this program has been eye-opening and very rewarding. And I'm very thankful that Josh and his team let me be a part of it. And the rest of the Cape May County Chiefs who were a part of this as well.
Yeah. No, thank you for sharing that. Because when you were going through that, b besides just someone else saying, hey, there's a different path for you, what else got you through that to say, I can't go down this road? And how did you, at the end of the day, make that decision to say, I need something else. I need to live for something else?
I got to give full credit to my mom. If she wasn't as hard as she was, being raised the way she was in a Catholic school and everything else, and just being a single mom. Listen, I gotta give props to single moms. Like, listen, like that's a hard thing to do. Not that there's dads that couldn't do it and whatever, but being a single mom back in the 70s and 80s, hard, and being of mixed race, being a black guy with a white family, it wasn't always easy, but I had a lot of good friends, a lot of good people that kind of guided me to where I needed to be. And, I got to give current thanks to, my current city council, and for allowing me to do the things I do with no limits. I mean, because I take a lot of time from work to go over there to do things at the gym, and we have a lot of things that we're doing that are, if you follow us on Facebook or Instagram, we're reposting posts from them, and I don't, Mayor Mullick and the team of council members, Deputy Mayor McDade and Mr. Bodner and Councilman Mayor Meyer, pardon me, and Miss Lorraine Baldwin. And also my counterparts in West Cape May Point. They allow us to do these things and be a part of the community. We're very community oriented, and that's what we've always strived to do here in Cape May, and I'm very proud of that. So, yeah, but solely I give the credit to my mom and grandmom on this one, just to make me a better person because they wouldn't let me fail. They just wouldn't do it. They wouldn't let me. And if I did, get back up. Getting back up is where it is. The fall is not the hard part. Getting back up and moving forward is what you really need to focus upon. And that's what we train these kids to do. You might have mistakes, you might have, misguidance and go different places. And we try to guide them in the right direction. And this is bigger than the YMCA. This thing right here is way bigger than the YMCA. It's not funded by the government. It's not funded by any, political parties or anything like that. We don't care which way you vote. I don't really care which way you vote, as long as you come to my gym, our gym, pardon me, and respect it. And when you leave better than you were. That's what these kids, man, they dap you up, they shake your hand, they're giving you you walk in that gym and you feel like you're somebody. I could be away for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, walk back in there, hey chief, how you doing, chief? How's your family, chief? Good people come out of this gym, and we're creating good humans. That's what it's about. Create good humans to be in society.
And I'll go off of that because I think there's also this idea that like police officer are the law and that's it, and you don't really have a relationship with them. So how has this gym helped kind of break that stigma of
That
we're a
is
community helping each other?
that is an excellent question. I think the biggest thing, and that's what Josh wanted us to do, is get in the gym, be focused, walk in uniform sometimes, walk in a pair of plain clothes sometimes, walk in just like they're dressed, wear your no limits uniform, come in there and wear shorts and a t-shirt. Interact. Fire departments and police departments are interacting with these youth, this group of youth, and they're seeing us in there. That way, I have kids that will call me first, that won't call Josh because they're more scared of Josh working them out to death than me picking them up from somewhere they made a mistake at and picking them up and bringing them home. I'll talk to Josh at some point. We've had this happen, and I'll say, Josh, we had an incident, and then young man was scared to call you. And we have women, we have young ladies in this group, and I'm very proud of my young ladies in the group too, because some of them are stronger than some of these boys. They have heart, they have true heart. So the connection with the police department and this youth it's grown. I implore anyone to go on the No Limits page and just look backwards and go backwards in time and look at our basketball camps, our gym buddies time with them, all the boxing matches. Like we all go to support. We're there on Fridays and Saturday nights when the kids are out boxing and doing their thing and having events. I think we're 13 or 14, boxing set 13 or 14 now where we are in our group. Like we just fought the Irish. This is our second or third year fighting the Irish. That's a huge thing over at Wildwood Catholic. The connection that we have with the state police, the local police, the fire departments is huge with these kids. These children know that we're not the enemy. Okay. After George Floyd and Ferguson, everyone looked at us as villains, hurting people, and not you won't get that out of this gym. These kids know that we're not out to hurt them. We have to love them and just to support them and guide them. We're trying to get some of these kids into the Navy, the Coast Guard, back into law enforcement. I've hired some of these kids in my own police department who've now moved on to the Millville Police Department. Brian Hernandez was with me for a while. He worked here for as a class two, straight from the gym. One of the finest boxing men, um, um, people you'll ever find. His skill set is just phenomenal. He's a police officer up in Millville, and he's doing fine up there. And we'll hire any one of these kids to get him in the gym from the gym here. I'm very proud of that. I would love for you to come to the gym one time and kind of just walk in and see how it feels. So
No,
I
yes,
welcome
definitely.
anybody.
I will definitely have to walk in within the next few weeks just to see everything that you're telling me
Absolutely.
about now.
No,
Because
you got
also
to see
the
it. You got to
events.
feel it.
Right, yeah, and the events that you all do, like the Battle of Rio and even the
Yeah.
Shop with the Cop, just can you explain how those events too have maybe helped even bring in new people who might not want to just walk into the gym?
Yeah, I mean, Shop with the Cop is one of our proud things to do too. That, we partnered with Oceans Inc. a few years ago, and the Cape May County Prosecutor's Office, Ms. Cheryl Spalding, helped us get that program up and running with Josh and his team. And originally it's like, oh, you just go meet a kid at the store and you shop with them at Walmart and go from there. But we this program has invited kids, thousands of kids with thousands of dollars. I don't know where they get the money from to fund this program, but we're giving $250 per child to go to Walmart, and they meet us right before Christmas. And you'll see these kids come in and they'll shop with a cop. They'll physically shop with one of our officers, Middle Township, Lower Township, Cape May, North Wildwood, Wildwood. We'll all come in and meet them there. Santa Claus is there. We'll meet them at Walmart in the back little garden area, and we'll take each of our officers, we'll walk with a kid, one of our youth, one of their family. And it's not just No Limits kids, it's kids from school. So the schools get involved as well. But I'm very proud of our kids when they show up. They show up in khakis and a button-down shirt, tucked in with their Santa hats on, and we look professional. We're very proper, and we walk through Walmart and we shop. A lot of these kids will stop and say, "Hey, chief or officer, I know this money's for me, but do you mind if I buy my little sister something? Do you mind if I buy mom something?" There was one child who wanted to spend his entire money on a cell phone for his mom because his mom didn't have a cell phone to communicate with him. We bought him a cell phone for her, but we also let him buy gifts for himself and his sisters. So that's what you're getting out of these kids because years ago you could ask the same child the same question and they might have been a little bit more selfish and not thinking that way or that direction. We have partners in the community that invite our children into their restaurants. Last year we took 40 or 50 of these children over to Elaine's Dinner Theater in Cape May, and and also Carney's in Cape May helps us out as well. But Elaine's, we dressed them up. Okay, go on Instagram. You'll see what we did. We dressed them up. They were wearing ties and dresses, and we were, myself and Pastor Harris was and Josh were helping these children tie a tie, teaching them how to interact in the community, not just pull up to McDonald's and order something from McDonald's. Go to a restaurant, interact with the waitress, interact with staff, order a meal, and they were all allowed to order a meal, learning how to eat inward from your forks left to right. You know what I mean? People, did someone take you out to dinner and show you how to eat from a plate? No, we did. You know what I mean? So that's what this program is about, to mentor and to make good humans so that they can walk into a restaurant in this community and be proud of who they are, not where they came from, but who they are now. Because your circumstances where you came from might be indicative of poor behavior. And I don't fault anyone from where they live. If you lived in the projects, if you lived in a nice development somewhere else, you might have had a situation with drugs or something that took your family down a bad road. We'll fix that.
And you've all done so much already, but what does the future of No Limits boxing look like?
The moon and beyond. We're just moving. We're just going to continue to move. We would like to expand. I know Josh is one of his biggest dreams is to expand the program, to have this as the role model location, and to move throughout the state. We've met with the Attorney General's office. We've met with other people and try to get them to become involved in this. This program is unlike no other that you will find in the community, in the state of New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York. I guarantee you, there's programs that are close, but this program I'm very proud of that just moves forward. The future is just as bright as these children. The sad part for us is these kids that are with us now are moving on. So we get to that 22 years of age line, they move on. Our hope is they turn back, get jobs in the community, and come back and help us teach. And we're just bringing more students in every day, and you'll see it. And parents, as the word gets out, as this podcast gets out to people, come visit us at No Limits in Rio Grande, No Limits Academy, No Limits Family, 100% aces, and we are just going to continue to soar because what will happen is as we soar, there will come a point where people that aren't good for us will drop off because they can't maintain the caliber and the level that we're going to soar to.
Mm,
That's my word to you.
I love that. And
Yep.
seriously, I can't wait to come visit. This got me even more excited to come visit
Now,
the
I'm
again.
telling you, come visit, see it, and you'll see what the program's about. You'll feel it. You'll leave there better than you were. You'll say, "Wow, I'm just so proud to know people that go there." And you'll say, "Hey, maybe I want to." You might have someone you want to send there. You want to come work out there. The gym's open. Come work out with us. Come train. Come. You have a full basketball court. We've got some awesome donors that donated, our basketball court to us and all the gym equipment. You'll walk in. The only thing ghetto you're going to see when you will hear or see when you walk in the gym is our music because that's it. You'll walk in, you'll see the American flag, you'll see all six, seven branches of the United States military, you'll see paintings on the wall, murals on the wall of this country's history. On our wall is the messages from Congress. There's all kinds of different things from presidents and people. Just I want you to come see it just so you know who you just interviewed and what he was talking about. Because I could talk to you all, I could tell how great it is. I could sell ice to an Eskimo. I guarantee you that. But seeing the program in person is where you'll really buy into it.
I love it. Yes, no. So
Yep.
seriously, I can't wait to come. And of course, this will encourage hopefully other people just to look you all up because I don't think
Yeah,
enough people know about the good works that you all are doing there. So thank you so much, Deacon Fashaw. I really appreciate you taking some time to speak with me.
absolutely.
That was Chief Dekon Fashaw with the Cape May Police Department and No Limits Boxing Academy. That wraps it up for our segment of Seaside Sit Downs.